Give me just a second. I'm trying to post this in the right spot. Okay. So I was going to do a bunch of testing and then hop into the game and stream, but I figured I would just go ahead and stream the testing stuff once okay. So we are playing with, I need to stop saying we. I'm playing with new settings. We updated the mod the other day, so Les Paul reduced the amount of meat that you get from tapirs, pachyberas, and pigs. Kitty. He also increased the distance at which they're going to get scared, so it's going to be even harder to kill them. And even when you do kill them, it's going to be you're going to have to try to kill them more often because you're not going to get as much meat from them. So I am certainly not going to turn away food at this point. So even though jaguar meat doesn't give you a lot of fat, it's still protein, and I can always get fat from other places. So what I want to test is, why am I tired? The sun is coming up, right? What? I don't remember what would have happened in the previous episode to make me so tired, but unless if I just stayed awake all night and didn't realize it. Or is the sun actually setting and I'm just confused? All of those are completely possible. Oh, and I almost forgot. Hello, ladies and gents, and welcome to episode 12, I think. I think it's 12. I don't know. It's easy to lose track when you're doing streaming instead of videos because I don't pay as much attention to the episode number when I'm starting to stream as opposed to when I'm going through and editing a video. So maybe the sun is setting. Yeah, it is setting. Okay, so that makes a little bit more sense. Okay, let's see. How am I doing on bandages? Ooh, 3. All right. Let's get some bandages. Because another thing I want to test is the native spawns when you are hallucinating. I don't remember if I was streaming the last time that I was testing this, so I wanted to actually do it on stream. I changed it so once you get to 20% sanity, then apparitions are going to start spawning and they're going to come and try to kill you. Each time you're going to get 3 to 5 natives in each wave. Once you kill the last native, there is a 10 to 30 second delay, and then the next wave will spawn. So you're not going to have a lot of time in between waves to get bandaged and try to get yourself ready for the next wave. Let's see. What else is on there? I'm trying to think of my patch notes. A couple. Oh, Jesus Christ! I thought it was a fucking coconut. Oh my God. Oh shit. I am so glad that that was on camera. Ah, it's amazing. Ah. Let's eat something to at least get some of my energy back. Oh God. Okay, so quality of life things that I can remember offhand. I made it so Jake no longer will have Tourette's and randomly start cussing, swearing, and complaining about everything. I have completely removed those sounds from the game files, so he will never do that. Now, having said that, when you actually do break a tool, he's not going to say anything. Normally, that's when he's supposed to say, or like cuss or swear because his tool broke. But for the most part, I think most people are pretty cognizant of when their tools break because it's like literally in your hand when it's breaking. So I think that is an okay trade off because I would much rather have to notice it visually that my tool broke than to have to listen to him bitch and complain for 5 minutes, like constantly. And I also made it so mud bricks will never go static. So these will act much the same way as bowls and shells. They will just be here forever. So I'm going to place one of them here out in the middle so I can keep tabs on it. And we can check. I don't remember how long it normally took for them to go static, but so this is going to be our test mud. And let's see what else. I really should. I even wrote them in patch notes, and then I didn't bother to actually open that same file to have with me when we were doing this. So the sanity changes. Oh, I increased. I don't know if this is going to stay, but I increased the level of damage that metal arrows did. Um, to me, it seems like well before metal arrows and regular arrows did the same exact amount of damage. They both did 30. And then tribal arrows did 31. That seems not right to me from a balance standpoint. So I upped metal arrows, and for now I just picked 50. Um, in no way does that mean that's what it's going to stay. I don't know how. I think the different arrows should be balanced or like what their damage should be. Les said that in the original game, tribal arrows and metal arrows did the same amount of damage, more so than just regular weak arrows, and the same would apply to spears. Um, but to me, it seems like it's more difficult. Well, when it comes to setup, it's much more difficult to get metal arrows than it is to get tribal arrows because to get tribal arrows, you just basically have to survive long enough to get to the drug lab when you first spawn in. And a lot of people can do that within like the first 10 minutes of the game. So within the first 10 minutes of the game, they essentially already have access to the strongest arrow out there. And that just seems kind of imbalanced to me. Um, it's much more difficult to get everything around and ready to make metal arrows. And even when you lose them and you have to make more, there's still a decent amount of like setup and process that you have to go to in order to make that happen. So to me, it makes more sense that metal arrows should do more damage than oh, stupid cat. They should do more damage than what you see from tribal arrows. But we will just see. I am just curious to test stuff out and see how it works in its current fashion. And then we can always adjust from there. And I know there's one other thing that I changed, and I cannot, for the life of me, think of what it is right now, but I will eventually, and then I will tell you. So it's not quite ready to go to sleep. How long do I have with this stuff? Okay, so we'll just do a fire in the morning, and then we can cook up that meat and whatnot. I hmm. Sorry, I'm still just trying to think of what the other actual change was that I did. Because I had two changes, not including the arrows. and then I had 2 bug fixes. And I changed the settings so you no longer get dirty simply by standing in one spot or walking. So before, basically, even just like walking around your camp or walking through the jungle, you would start to get dirty, even if you're not even doing anything except walking. And that just seemed kind of dumb to me. I mean, I realize when you're cutting stuff down or carrying mud or building stuff or whatever, it does make sense that you get dirty. But there's so many times that like you'll clean yourself off and then walk from the river to your cooking area and you've already gotten dirt on you. And that is a pain in the ass. And I'm sure that there were good reasons to implement that and it made sense to somebody, but to me, it's more annoying than practical. So I got rid of that. Um, it's super easy to add that back in if we want to, but for me, it's just, I think that falls into the category of like a quality of life improvement because you're not really changing gameplay. You're just making one particular thing easier because, yeah. So we'll see. Okay. Forgot what I was doing again for a second. A couple of the changes that I tried to implement but have been unsuccessful so far is bringing the elevator back so it works in survivor mode. And let's see. Jesus, my memory is shit today. The elevator. Aw. Well, that's sad. Um, still working on the Cayman. I'm trying to get it to eliminating Cayman being able to be shot in the head and killed him instantly, which the code refers to as an ultimate hit, which is incredibly frustrating because I found it one time, which is how I knew what they called it, and now I can't find it again. I keep searching and I've yet to be able to find it a second time, and that's driving me nuts because I love the idea of making Caimans like the ultimate predator to where you just have to like stab the shit out of him from a distance in order to kill him, as opposed to just being able to hit him once in the head with a spear. Um, so I absolutely love the prospect of getting that to work, but we are not quite there yet. I guess I could make that. From a difficulty standpoint, I'm not entirely sure. I'm not entirely sure what other difficulty things that we could look at like right away. But you know that we're going to, because as we continue to adjust to the current gameplay that we're creating in this mod, the easier that things are going to seem and the more ways that we're going to be looking to challenge ourselves even more. So I do expect that we're going to keep doing updates even once we say that we're to the point that we like where the game is at. We're still going to get used to it at some point. So I think that there's always going to be changes that we're making. It's just in the end, it'll be more of like challenges that we can do to keep it interesting as opposed to just doing like balancing that essentially I think is what we're doing now. Um, the difference between King of the Jungle and Green Hell mode are pretty non-existent. I mean, really the only difference is Green Hell mode is permadeath, and that's not I mean, that's not really a significant difference to actually keep the game interesting. That's just a penalty for making a like one mistake. And that's yeah, it's not great in my opinion. I would rather like create an entirely new difficulty that actually makes the game hard. And so that's essentially what we've done. We've converted King of the Jungle to like an ultimate survival experience. And so far, it's been awesome. And it's just going to keep getting better as we keep making more changes. The more we read through the code or look through different things of the game, the more we're going to realize that we can actually make adjustments and that we can continue to improve upon the game. So it will be interesting if the developers ever actually create or like do another patch and add content and whatnot. Because at that point, it's more than likely going to break all the changes that we've made. But for the most part, we're in a good position to actually re implement our changes when we need to. And even if they don't create a patch and they just decide that it's not working and they're just going to kind of drop the game, with us having the ability to create this mod, we've basically like future proofed the game for ourselves. Because even though it would be really cool to have Spirits of Amazonia and the other two maps, we could obviously still make this current version of the game work just by continuing to make updates and doing changes and all that other stuff. So I think that that's exciting to me because you're going to get way more hours out of the game if you actually have the ability to change and improve upon the existing game. So I looked before I got on today and I'm up to 320 hours playing this game, which just came out a few months ago, which is crazy that I have been inside of this headset for just this game that many hours in a couple months. But it definitely shows the amount of like passion and enthusiasm that I have for this particular game. So I am definitely invested on keeping it relevant and exciting, new and fresh, and all that other good stuff. So one of the first things I want to do is I want to find some natives. When I go insane, I prefer to do it by eating, like becoming a cannibal and eating human meat, because you can go insane without actually dropping your sanity like you would, or dropping your health like you would from an anthill. Um, so let's just do a little bit of a jog around the map and see if we can locate some things to kill. Les Paul has just said that on the flat version, when they upgraded the game, it broke the changes that he had made to the game files prior to the update. And that's to be expected, I think. At least that's what I'm assuming would happen, because all they would have to do is change just one of the files that we're currently working off of, and it'll just break all the stuff that I lost a spear. I really don't want to go over there because the spider is in there somewhere and he would kick my ass. I do have a bowl. I have bones. Let's see if I'm determined to figure this out. So happy. Finding a good and reliable way to move between the abandoned village and the fishing pier. Okay, so like from the river, if I head towards this, leeches. Oh Jesus! I wasn't even in the water, assholes. All right, I don't actually need you right now, so you just stay there. So if I come to the Brazil nut tree, it's kind of funny that uh, armadillos, we did not adjust anything on them. Okay, here's the path. Okay, so if I go to the big Brazil nut tree and then come to the path, I can always come down this way. This would get me around any tribes that are down by the water. Oh wait, I'm looking for people though. Okay, so from that point, I could just go up around and then go right, and the pier would be over there. I think that I just need to start like memorizing landmarks to make it easier to move from one place to the next. Like on the way to the drug lab, you kind of know you head south until you see that oasis area, and then you're just past that, kind of like off to the left a little. So I just need to like keep remembering this shit as I move from one place to another. So that will help me coming to this place, but it's not really going to help me when I go back. And that seems to be the place where I get lost the most, is trying to go back. Now you would think it would be just as simple as turning around and walking in the same way that I came. Wow. Well, my friends, you would be sadly mistaken, because armadillo is loud. Because I get lost every time. I mean, I always eventually find it, just not the first, second, third, or fourth try. Okay, so this one's become static, which it was in the last episode that we were here. So that is fine. That doesn't reflect our recent changes. I also didn't do anything with the molds, which maybe I should. Now with the molds though, if you actually make one of these, like put the metal in it and an arrow or whatever, and you turn it into a specific like arrow mold, at that point, if it becomes static, you can just harvest this wherever it's at, and then it'll give you this empty mold as well as whatever metal you had put into it to make the mold in the first place. Okay, let's make another spear since I lost mine. And kind of surprised we haven't seen anybody yet. I mean, I guess worst case scenario is we could go insane by a rash, but if you do that, you just have to do everything you can to not get pummeled by the first wave that actually shows up. Let's see if I can do my glitch with the mud. Ah, one of these days. I don't think that I don't think I streamed any when I was doing the airfield build. Um, but at the airfield, let's see. Okay, behind the pier. Last night, Les told me to go to the big Brazil nut tree, which I guess I don't know if he's talking about that one or the one further up here. I mean, I could just go back, like around there is that point where I said from that point you can just go around the mountain. So let's just double check to make sure that at least that part is correct. This probably isn't the straightest route to go. Um, we will see. eventually, like, this will just be like something that's second nature. But until then, it will continue to be a clusterfuck of haphazard navigation. And I'd like to think that I've kind of cornered the market in that regard. I kind of feel bad that all of the videos that I'm posting are of the modded version. I mean, the vanilla version of the game is essentially ruined for me now because we've made this version that's so much more fun and exciting than the vanilla version. And talking about the modded version on the Discord is like kind of a bad word. So we don't really talk about it on there, which means I also we can't post our videos on there to like advertise or whatever and tell people that we've actually made a new video. So it kind of sucks. And there doesn't really seem to be like we've created quite the vacuum when it comes to content that's uploaded to the or advertised on the Discord because nobody else is really doing videos. And so that's kind of sad. Um, because I do think that the more content that's created for the game, the more exciting and the more people will actually get into it and play more. But I mean, it's just hard to keep it interesting when you're going back to the vanilla version after playing this. Um, yeah, yeah. So it was a way to get here, not as straightforward as like Les Paul was making the trip. But that's okay. So let's go back over here and we'll hop over the wall and go to the drug lab, see if we can find anyone. I mean, worst case scenario is we just go insane by getting a rash. But you just have to be more conscious of your health when you do that. Because the ants themselves don't take away health, like the damage over time stuff. It basically just comes down to when you hit the ant hill, each time it's kind of like a sting that does a percentage drop to your health. And it's sizable. I mean, when you get hit a few times, like in order to get the rash on three limbs, basically to get you to the point of insanity to where you're going to get apparitions, you have to get hit like, well, 3 times, but most of the time it just reapplies it to the same uh, appendage, have you, if that you already had it on. Um, oh, hi, Arthur. Yes, I've gotten used to the spiders and the snakes not making sound. So I've done surprisingly good at not getting hit by them. Oh, yeah, take that. It's for my friend Les Paul that seems to step on you way more than anyone else does. Like the damn stingrays keep sneaking up on you. I'll put these over there because I don't want to do another fire. Okay, drink some water, snack on some stuff, and then we will keep going. So many coconuts falling in and I don't need them. All right. Where's this asshole at? Oh, he's all the way over there. Oh, Jesus. All right. Let's... Just in case. Oh, I hear him. But I don't know where he is. Here, kitty, kitty, kitty. He's gonna like just fly over this rock and scare the shit out of me. He's not down there, is he? I mean, the directional sound in this game is kind of oh, why are you in the rock? You look ridiculous. That's not fair. He is one with the rock. Ah, all right. Well, let's see if you can get out of the rock. Run! Run! Okay, so I'll get up here and save and do a reload. That should hop him out of the rock. That way he will be available to come play with us. I've seen them inside of rocks before. Which one am I on? This one. I've never seen them half in a rock before. Okay. That should help him out. I forgot the natives broke my mud mixer. Fuckers. Still no natives. I would like to get some more arrows, so it'd be nice if somebody would show up. Hi, kitty. Bet you wish you would have stayed in your rock, huh? Oh, sorry, not sorry. Do I have a shell here? No. It's unfortunate. Let's see. I don't really remember what we built here. Okay, good to know that's all still working like it's supposed to. So we now have functional storage boxes and Jake no longer has Tourette's. I would say that's a nice improvement from the base game. Now, I'm not even going to bother like sending a note to the developers to say like this is how I got rid of the sounds because I really didn't fix it. I just removed them. So now when the game like tries to play those files, I essentially just took away the code that told it where those files were saved at. So the bug still exists. There's just no audio associated with it anymore. So that was the dirty fix for it. Um, I don't know why it's actually doing the bug that makes it play for no reason whatsoever. I'm also not sure how you would approach the developers with something like that. Like I know when Kaliba was working on the storage boxes, he reached out to one of the mods on the Discord, and then they sent his message essentially to the developers. But how do you tactfully tell a developer, "Hey, great, I love your game. By the way, I hacked into its code. I changed some stuff. I fixed the mistakes that you made, and then I re-uploaded it, and now it works." I mean, that just seems like a very weird conversation to have with a team of developers that created a game. Like, like how do you just say, "Oh yeah, by the way, I fixed your shit. Thanks. This is how you do it." I mean, it's true, mind you, but still. I guess I just wish that they would be more transparent with the community. Um, like we post a ton of stuff for feedback and bugs and whatnot, and the actual developers are it's just like radio silence, and the mods on there are like the admins and the mods, they don't really seem to have any other information than what we do. Like they just you ask about multiplayer and they say it'll be there when we get there. You ask about bugs and they just like, oh yeah, they're working on it. But I mean, any other development team, especially the smaller ones, uh, for the games that I play, they're really good with communicating to their community. I mean, if there's a bug like in the base part of the game, they'll just flat out tell you like, "Oops, we fucked up, but we're working on it. We'll put out a hot fix as soon as we actually have like an update for it." Well, no, we don't get any of that from these guys. I mean, we have no idea if they're actually working on the game or not because they just don't tell us. So that's kind of frustrating. But at the same time, I guess it is what it is. But it would be nice if they would just say, like, this is the roadmap for what we're trying to. I'm sorry, I'm just walking around in circles. I'm actually just paying more attention to what I'm saying than what I'm actually doing. Um, it would just be nice if they would come out and say, okay, this is what we're looking to do by the end of the year. These are the changes that we want to make. This is what we're thinking of for like short term, long term, blah blah blah. Just literally anything. I mean, and if they decide that they're not gonna actually fix stuff or whatever, then fine. I guess at the end of the day, we'll just do it ourselves. But the only way that we're going to get new content in the game, like Spirits of Amazonia, is for them to actually do it. And so it would be nice to know if they actually intend on doing that. I know last time when they created the content for the challenges, I was even though it's new gameplay technically, and I haven't even done it yet, but it really just seemed kind of like why would you spend all of that time converting the challenges into the VR mode? Because the game is essentially just a duplicate of the original game. Like all of the files and the code and whatnot, it is the original game. They just changed it so it would be compatible with VR. So all of the stuff exists in the game. It just has to be set up so it's compatible with our VR headsets and controllers and whatnot. Um, well, I guess I'll just spend the night here since I've just kind of like wandered here for a bit. Um, oh no. But it would be really nice if they would just talk to us. And I guess like just it's kind of a degree of respect as well. Like you should want your customers and your consumers to stay engaged with your game. Like you need to tease them with the prospect of new content coming or bug fixes or just to stay involved with your community because they're the ones that are actually going to keep your game going. You could create a really awesome game, but if nobody's into it because you have either done something stupid or you treated them bad or they just don't. I mean, when people decide that they're going to boycott or protest a game because of the developers, then the game turns into shit because no one's going to play it. Um, no Man's Sky realized that with Hello Games when they first released it because there was so much hype for the game, and then it was just complete shit when it came out. Like nothing worked right. It was not at all what they advertised it was going to be, and so a ton of people just stopped playing it like right off the bat. And it was definitely do I want to waste an arrow if I miss him? It was definitely like a long Jesus, he ran away already. It was a long, painful road for them, and they took a lot of hits for how they originally released the game. But since then, I mean, they've completely turned around how the community views them as a developer firm because they put in the time, they put in the effort, they have created all this new content and fixed bugs, and they've really turned No Man's Sky into this amazing game that everybody was looking for from the very beginning, but they actually went out of their way to make it happen, and they've won back a ton of the people that were originally pissed off at them, including me. Like I love space games. Like I originally got VR so I could play Elite Dangerous in VR because I just love space games, and so I was super psyched about No Man's Sky when it first came out, and geez, I was so frustrated when I tried to play that the first time. It's like this is shit. And now it's being back to one of my favorite games that I play. So um so this company could definitely learn from that. Okay, so what do I want to do today? We need to find people to kill. I guess we could just head back towards the abandoned camp, uh, light a couple fires. Uh, I mean, worst case scenario is we just get a rash. I don't want just water. Okay, and that is all just water. Worst case scenario is we just get a rash and we go insane that way. But if nothing else, it'll give us an idea of the number of waves that we get and how many are in each one and the timing of them. So let's just do that. Meow. Even though his corpse is still there, he can respawn. Is this where I always hit that snake? Oh, 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 you fucker. I'm actually surprised he didn't get me. These bastards. It's so funny. In vanilla, snakes were such a joke. Oh, fucker scared me. You could hear them from like a mile away. Their striking distance was super small. I mean, they were just not a threat in the least bit. I did accidentally get bit by one once just because the sound in the game was messed up. So it sounded like the snake was over here where it was actually there. And so I kind of backed up into him. But now I get nailed by them way more than I do. Speaking of which, I need to double check that he's still dead down here. I run into the snakes way more than I actually do the spiders. So, oh, I did reload, didn't I? Shit, I don't see him. So, oh, that's it's awkward. we will do this the old-fashioned way. Are you down here, fucker? I don't see him. Let's... Oh god, I'm in the wall. All right. Where are all the people? Hey, Cappy, get out of my base. It's probably drinking my meat soups. Jesus. Where the hell's he going? Cappy just ran to Venezuela. All right. Oh, is that? Oh, it's just flies. Hmm. Just so hard to find good people these days. All right, we'll just use the anthill. I have 6 bandages. We'll try that. Okay. Do your left side first. Little left leg. Yeah. Go back this way. See if it did the other one. Okay. Now I just need it to get... Let's see if I can force it on that one. No. Damn it! Do this arm. That one. Fucker. Wow. That sucks. So hard to get good ants. I might just have to wait for these to wear off and then let my health come. Fucking Cappy. I can deal with it being a lot harder to try to kill them because they run away so much. But just when they start running, I instantly think that it's natives running at me because the natives don't like sing or holler as they're running at you. You just hear the footsteps like running really quick. And it sounds so much like the Cappies when they're running off that every time that I scare one of them and they start to run, I instantly assume that like natives are going to on their way to kick me in the face. Okay, we're almost to 50% sanity. Downside is at this point, if I were to actually spawn apparitions, it's only going to take like 1 hit for them to kill me. So, oh, okay. So there's the voices. Come on, make me crazy. Make me crazy. Um, I'm not sure if that's 20% or not. Let's find out. just in case. All right. So that's for sure low enough. Oh, oh, fucker. Oh, it's an impenetrable tree. All right. So there's only going to be 10 to 30 seconds between waves. I'm probably going to spend most of that just getting arrows. Oh, God. Oh, God. Bad things are happening. Shit. Ah. Okay. So that works. Sorry, I'm wrapped around my chair, I think. Ah. So 5 is a lot. When you have like 4 of them running full sprint right at you, it's hard to. Oh, don't. Where's my backpack? What the hell? Why are you down there? I need you. Come here. I'm I'm not ready. Stop it. Jesus. I was not prepared. I just want to watch that work. Okay, I lost an arrow somewhere. Oh God, no. Oh, damn it. Okay. So could probably adjust it to like 3 to 4. I mean, 5 is fine if one of them is an archer. Where's my arrows? If one of them's an archer or 2 of them's an archer, then it's not that bad. But when you actually have 5 of them that are running right at you, it's a lot to process. Arrow. Oh, I missed. No. Damn it. I need to get some regular arrows because since I don't have the regular arrows, the tribal arrows are really close to the bow, and I keep grabbing the bow instead of the arrows. I'm not sure I could pull spears out of the bag, aim them, and fire fast enough to actually get any shots off. So 5 might be too many. But it is definitely exhilarating, to say the least. keep an eye out for where they're going to come from. From the time that you get to 20% sanity, it goes off the same timer that the wave timer does. So 10 to 30 seconds after you hit 20% is when they're going to spawn. I'm so nervous. Seems like it's been longer than 30 seconds. Hmm. That's kind of weird. How does it work like 3 times in the row and then not work the fourth time? Hmm. Weird. Let's try a reload and see if that does anything. Yep. I've never heard the voices say "here kitty kitty" before. It's kind of weird. Hmm. This is weird. I mean, I suppose if there's a conflict in the code, like if the assembly file is looking for one set of data and the resource asset is looking for another, I could go back in and double check that those numbers are the same. It's just weird that it worked the first few times and now I can't get anything to spawn. Huh. That's weird. But all right. Let's come back from our insanity. Stupid frog set off my trap. All right. So we can still technically get apparitions because it does look like I'm still below 20%. So let's see if we can just hunt. And I do still want to try to find natives. Oh, shit. I actually did it. I'm like a real hunter. I don't remember if I mentioned it, but one of the changes that Les Paul made was you get less meat from uh, the large animals that give you fatty food. So the tapir, peccary, and capybaras. You get less meat from each of them. Jesus. Really weird. There's a stingray again. Oh, that's... Why is there only one of you? Ooh, shoot at me. I might be able to farm some arrows out of this. Come on. Come on. So there's no such thing as a one-person wave or a one-person spawn. So somewhere there is at least 4 other guys just wandering about that either got stuck on something or they're just like running around in circles. This guy doesn't appear to be actually trying to shoot at me, so I might as well kill him. Oh, interesting. He was an apparition, not a spawn. Huh, that's weird. So, at the same time, there's no such thing as a one-person hallucination either. Weird. So it does kind of make me think that there's a conflict between the assembly file and the resource asset. Because if that's only spawning one, or after I made my changes the first time, I was having issues. I think the resource file got corrupt because it was just acting really weird. So I deleted it and started with Les Paul's, and I started doing my changes back to it. Maybe I just forgot to change everything back. So I think I just need to go through and double check everything again to make sure that the numbers are consistent between the two files. I wonder if Was it only ever 5% sanity that you got back from those? I don't know why I was thinking it was like 10. Whee! Just hang out by the fire for a bit, wait for our snail. If the numbers are different in two different spots, it could also impact regular spawns and patrols. Maybe that's why I'm not seeing any. So this is probably one of those examples where I probably should have tested before I streamed, but I mean, it's not secretive to just do testing. And at the end of the day, it is still gameplay. So I figured, what the hell? Even if something doesn't work right, at least it's still me playing the game. So if you like watching people play, then at least you're still getting that out of the stream. So let's wander around some more. Oh, oh, you fucker. Oh, oh, where's the other one? Didn't I have another one? Please give me my arrow. There's. I don't know where they went. Hello? I don't know what kind of spawns there are down here. But maybe if we keep moving, it'll make it a little bit more exciting because I won't be able to hear, or I won't be able to hide as easily from spawns. Hmm. Such a pretty game. Originally, the point of the stream was going to be to try to get to 50 days and then kind of conclude this series and then just start another one from scratch. Um, oh, was I actually wounded from that rock that he threw at me? Because I didn't do anything with that. Um, I started a new save the other day just to see what it was like doing a brand new save using this mod, because even though the save that I'm using right now, I've been using the mod since I created this, but we've upgraded it so much more just since I've started this playthrough. So it's still entirely different to start a new one using this mod. But I do think that I broke my natives. Because I should have seen a group or a patrol at this point. So what I think I'm going to do is I am going to order myself some pizza, because that sounds amazing right now. And I will go back into the code and take a peek at stuff. I'm pretty sure I have a good idea of where it's broken. So it shouldn't take too long, but I just want to go through and double check it. And then I'll probably stream again later today just to double check the changes that I make. But pizza sounds amazing. So I think I'm going to head off, get some food, and I will probably be back in a couple hours to run through the next iteration. And it's handy that I'm still kind of insane, because that'll make it easier to test when I get back. So I will plan on doing that, and I might as well save so I don't forget. Yeah, that's the right one. So I'll plan on doing that. The main things what I want to test are the things that aren't working right now. So let me fix those, and I will be back a little later. Thanks for watching, and I will